It's finally here. We've been waiting. It's September 1st, and we've got gameplay. Two things we're going to go through today. Number one, we're going to look at the gameplay reveal trailer. It's a little bit shorter. I think it's about a minute and a half. I haven't seen it yet. And then we're going to be going into the deep dive gameplay that was provided to me, and we're going to be talking about it. We're going to be talking about all of it. I'll play them both through in full in case you haven't seen them, and then we'll talk about it after the fact. But man... This is very exciting. I'm pumped. I do want to remind you guys, I am part of the 2K Next Makers program. I'm part of the creator team for Midnight Suns. Very happy to be working with 2K. They are sponsoring this video. I'm going to be working with them throughout a lot of this reveal over the next few months. Any type of details that I can share with you guys, I promise you, I will share them, okay? So let's get going. Midnight Suns gameplay reveal. Boom.
How long was I in that crypt?
I know where the sun rises.
No more than a few centuries.
Centuries? And what of Lilith?
Fallen by your hand.
And I know where the sun sets.
Until now. You were... missed.
Whatever caretaker put you through back in the day did a real number on you.
I know where the sun rises.
We got a lot of work to
I
do.
know where the sun sets.
Blade. Oh.
Of course. Caretaker has reformed the Midnight Suns.
I know where the sun rises.
About time.
You're a Midnight Sun now. One of us.
Cards. Okay. This must be some of that conversation building.
Let's go, bub.
Okay.
I know where the sun sets.
Okay.
There's blood on the horizon, but I don't break a sweat. 'Cause I know where the sun rises.
That right there, that killed me in the trailer. That was so cool. Oh, we're not done yet. A little bit longer than I thought it was. Okay, that's part of the
Let me
live
guess.
stream I believe they're doing.
Stealth, not your style.
I'm a vampire, remember? We invented stealth.
Okay, baby. Okay. Let's talk about this quick, but then we're going to go into the deep dive. So first of all, we're seeing card-based mechanics. There was a Reddit post about this recently, and I guess it got leaked somehow that there was going to be card mechanics. You know what? If we see Firaxis's take on card-based mechanics, I, for one, am pretty pumped. What I notice, okay, the thing that I noticed the most throughout all of this, in the cinematics, first of all, they're beautiful. Really well done. But man, does it, like, you can see the work that they've done in XCOM 2 cinematics really translate to some of these. Like, there's even where is that thing that I saw? It almost looked like a Reaper from XCOM 2. It was somewhere over here. I'll find it. Oh, right around here maybe? Like, look at that. Okay, first of all, if you just take a look at this scene, I mean, awesome. Like, really cool. One of my favorite parts of XCOM 2 is like the world that they built, the set design, the world design, impeccable. And you can see like even I'll call it cinematography, but the way that things are shot are very, very similar. And I love that just because I just personally enjoy that style. So to see it here is very exciting. Oh, I think it was right here. Look at that. Come on, baby. That's like, I love it. I love it. Okay, so couple things. Let's go back to the card thing really quick. I don't want to spend a ton of time here before we go into the deep dive, but you can see here, revealing new abilities. So very much like any or a majority of card games, you're going to gain new abilities by choosing cards, it seems. Now, we've got a couple of things that we can glean from this. Number one, you're going to have multiples of certain cards. There is healing. There's basic attacks, quick strike. I don't know. Maybe this is like the number of damage that you would do on this quick strike. I don't know what the +1 or +2 means. But let's see if I can get back to, where is it? I want to see the first screen that we saw of like true gameplay here. In and around this area. Oh, this too. So when we heard it in the trailer, and consequently with Jake talking about the game a little bit, they talked about relationship building. So clearly this is that type of aspect here. Now there does seem to be two different sides that you're taking, indicated by the sun and the moon there. Maybe like kind of like a Paragon Renegade thing, but then also maybe a neutral option. Interested to see how that goes. There is going to be, it seems, with having these conversations back at some type of main base, a decent amount of time where you are just conversing with characters to build those relationships, right? So I'm interested to see how that translates gameplay-wise. You have the bond system from XCOM 2, and I would imagine it could be something like that. Maybe you gain special abilities with certain characters that you've built a certain relationship with. But if we just take a look at this screen, let's wait till it's bright here. Let's just analyze what we got going on here. So objectives, defeat all enemy targets. That's a pretty basic objective that happens in XCOM 2. I'm only comparing this to XCOM 2 because that's where my familiarity comes from with Firaxis games. But you can see this is going to be quite a bit different. I don't know if there's the ability to move around on this battlefield, or if it's more like you're in place, you play with the cards that you've got, and then you go from there. Not sure. I am assuming that this is probably damage. You see on this Relentless card, 152. You can see health points here, 794. So this is like a much larger scale of a health pool compared to something like XCOM 2. Looks like you can enter a photo mode, which would be super fun. I like that. What else do we see here? Card plays and moves, so 3 per turn, I guess. There's some type of ring building here, maybe some type of ultimate that you're building up by playing cards, and then you can kind of blast something stronger, which would be cool. If we look at just the cards that we see here, Agamotto's Gaze, if I'm saying that correctly, draw the last 2 attacks played, +1 card play next turn, so you can boost this card play count over here. You can see here too, not enough heroism. So that's got to be what this is. It looks like maybe Skywalker, some type of heroic card that you need to build up that meter for. We saw something like this in Tainted Grail, actually. I'm sure it's in other card games, but that's one that I'm familiar with, where you're building up an ultimate to then cast something stronger. Dark Blessing skill, Winds of Watumba, and then Relentless. Now, what's interesting, these are each different characters. So Doctor Strange card here, we've got Relentless, which is Blade, and then her over here. I don't know if this guy, I guess this is probably Doctor Strange as well, just like a different art piece. So you might not be controlling individual characters as much as you have this set of cards right now, and then depending on what you play, that's the person who's going to act. So that's really cool. Just at a first glance, that's what I'm seeing. But look here, we do see a bleed mechanic, deals attack damage to the character at the end of their turn. We've got Daywalker and Reaper here. Yeah, this is okay. I like these little callouts here. I will say one thing that I'm very picky about in games, very picky. I doubt they're going to change this now. Maybe, but I just feel people are going to, okay. I'm going to be honest. I don't love the fonts. Okay. I don't love the fonts. We can do better. Firaxis, Marvel, we can do better. We can do better than these fonts. And maybe they will change. I don't know. It's still like 6 months away. But I think we could do better than these fonts. You know? Let's do better. Let's do better on those fonts. Cinematics-wise, beautiful. There does seem to be like a decent amount of cutscenes. Probably going to be like attack animations, kind of like XCOM 2. And I love what they do with that when you get like a nice flyover camera to zoom in on the character and then a slow motion like twist to see where your shots are going and stuff. They could do a lot of cool things with that. Anyways, okay, let's go over to the deep dive. I'll watch this all the way through and then we'll talk about it. How long is this one? Okay, this is a little bit longer. I like that.
Gaming's greatest strategy and tactics experts have teamed up with the world's greatest storytellers to create a new AAA experience unlike anything before it. Welcome to Marvel's Midnight Suns.
Oh, cool. We're going to get a lot of info here.
This new tactical RPG from Firaxis is set in the darker side of the Marvel Universe, packed with a deeply customizable tactical battle system that rewards clever thinking with superhero flair. An epic, supernatural story that brings you face to face against the demonic forces of the underworld. A deep role-playing experience where you get to live among Marvel legends and the first customizable original hero from the Marvel Universe. As darkness falls, rise up with the Midnight Suns and face off against an ancient prophecy foretelling the end of the world. After centuries of sleep, Lilith, mother of demons, has been revived by Hydra through a twist of dark magic and science. Lilith will stop at nothing to fulfill the prophecy of the Midnight Sun and bring back her evil master, Chthon. Alongside her is her army of Lilith, demonic forces who carry out her twisted will with fanatical devotion. Pushed to the brink by her return, the Avengers desperately revive a dark power of their own, the Hunter, a legendary hero, forsaken child of Lilith, and the only one known to have beaten Lilith before. In Marvel's Midnight Suns, the player takes on the role of this new hero, who until recently lay peacefully in a centuries-long sleep, tucked away in a quiet crypt on the grounds of the Abbey, the secret headquarters of an organization known only as the Midnight Suns. For the first time in any Marvel game, the Hunter is a customizable original superhero, allowing you to live out your very own Marvel adventure. But you won't be alone. Marvel's Midnight Suns features a legendary collection of heroes that span across the Marvel Universe, including the Avengers, X-Men, Runaways, and more. You'll see these heroes in a new light as you develop relationships and strengthen your personal bonds outside the field of battle. Every hero has a completely unique set of abilities, ranging from damage-dealing attacks to life-saving skills to epic game-changing finishers. There are tons of unique costumes to unlock, skills to upgrade, and heroic team-ups that unleash devastating combo moves. With your superhero squad picked, it's time to start fighting back the forces of Lilith. Combat in Marvel's Midnight Suns is a cinematic tactical affair that rewards clever thinking with superhero flair. The player
Cinematic
controls a
tactical
squad
affair.
of 3 heroes and is dealt a random selection of hero abilities, like a hand of cards. These abilities offer a vast array of tactical choices that expand exponentially when combined with the battlefield itself. Shove, leap, and smash your way to victory using the environment to wreak havoc on your enemies. Send the bad guys face first into a wall, into each other, or just right over the edge.
Oh,
Victory
cool.
requires a balance of smart tactical thinking and being able to read and react off the battlefield, as well as cultivating your friendships outside of combat and finding the right combinations of heroes and abilities. Battles rage across iconic Marvel locations like Avengers Tower
Oh,
to
wow.
Doctor Strange's Sanctum Sanctorum, from New York City rooftops to underground Hydra installations, from sun-bleached deserts to a hellscape dimension far beyond our own.
There seems to be a
When the
lot of
fighting is
environment
done,
variety.
The heroes return to the Abbey, a living hub that the player navigates in real time, experiencing for the first time in any Marvel game what it's like to not just fight alongside beloved Marvel heroes, but to live alongside them as well. The Abbey offers hours of rewarding exploration, gameplay, and story for the player to enjoy. There's even a few lovable, if unique, pets.
Cool.
Get to know your favorite Marvel
can you pet
heroes
the
through
dog?
careful conversation and shared time together through daily activities. Take a stroll with Tony Stark on the Abbey grounds, or practice meditative yoga with magic. The choice is yours, but choose wisely, because every hero has their own preferences. Developing deep friendships can unlock powerful rewards in combat and in the Abbey. Use the spoils of battle to earn new abilities for your heroes down in the Forge. Upgrade current hero abilities out in the yard under Blade's watchful eye.
Oh, cool.
Find new hero ops and missions in the War Room with Captain Marvel, and much, much more. When ready, it's time to choose a new mission. Choose your squad of heroes and return to battle. The enemy may grow more powerful with every fight, but the hunter and the heroes will rise in power to meet them, because that's what true heroes do.
See, I'm loving the cutscenes between actions. Like, I think that's going to be really cool. And if they've managed to put in a decent variety of those, it'll continue to be exciting, even if you're playing it a lot. Let's see if there's anything else here. No, nothing.
You do
Oh,
know
I lied.
Bombed until...
I lied.
Nice job out there, kid. I mean, I didn't get Hydra bombed until my 10th run with the Avengers.
Kid, you do know that I'm a good 3 centuries older than you, right?
Okay. Okay, there's a lot
Marvel's
to unpack
movements.
here. I think we pretty much guessed most of it just from the gameplay reveal itself. But let me get into something like, I want to find one of the gameplay scenes. Oh, first of all, when it was going through these customization options here, I do like that. They're making a big deal about this being the first Marvel game that has you creating and developing, customizing your own superhero. I wonder, like, for that kind of stuff, I'm always curious, like, the behind the scenes conversation, right? Because I'm sure there's certain things you can do, certain things that they don't want you to do under their license. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see that. You can play as either gender, it looked like, as well, when you're creating.
In Marvel game, the hunter is a customizable original
Lots of different
superhero,
suits there, the face
allowing you to
options,
live
the
out your
hoods,
very
glasses.
own Marvel adventure.
Cool weapons. Really neat. Really neat. I don't know how deep that's going to be. This kind of stuff, I want to see. We were fighting on a rooftop, and we were using the environment. And that one situation where it was like blasting somebody off
combinations of heroes and
off the ledge was really cool.
balance of smart tactical thinking and being able to read and react off the battlefield, as well as cultivating your friendships outside of combat and finding the right.
Yeah, it was somewhere in here. You guys know what I'm talking about, where they kick the guy off the ledge after exploding some of the barrels. I like when we can use the environment a lot more. I don't think games do this enough, and I imagine this is going to be one of those things where you kind of get into a rhythm of like, okay, my opening move should be something like this, but it's all based on your cards, right? That's one of the cool things about a card game that I personally like, is you have to change your approach based on what's in your hand. Whereas something like an XCOM 2, you have your certain soldier types that you're bringing out all the time. And then you kind of have, at least I do, you have like your standard openers because you know you have that in the tank. You know where to position your guys kind of middle of the battle. And then you know like what's going to be your finishers. Whereas a card game, something like Slay the Spire, whatever, you're totally reliant on just the draw. Some people don't like that RNG, but I think a card game based approach, if you do it well, like something Slay the Spire-esque, can be really powerful and really fun. So I hope that they've been able to pull that off here. I love all the characters. This looks really good. Let's see if this is here.
Choices that expand exponentially.
Yeah, this is where it
when
is.
Combined with the battlefield itself. Shove, leap, and smash your way to victory using the environment to wreak havoc on your enemies. Send the bad guys face first into a wall, into each other, or just...
See, like stuff like that. Like it's a little thing, but the effort that they took to animate it all and make it like cinematic, I think that's a fun way to play for me anyway.
Victory.
Let's look at some of these cards. Okay, so we got other things that we're noticing. I have to imagine that this is the damage. Okay, so 78. We've seen a lot of variety there. At this point, they have 10 heroism. I am noticing up here in the objectives, it's defeat all enemy targets. I don't know. I hope that there's some mission variety there whereby you're completing different objectives. I think in XCOM 2, you got to hack devices, protect devices, escort people, rescue people. There's a whole ton of different types of missions. I'm assuming that there will be something like that, whereas this single objective isn't always the same. At least I hope that there is. If we take a closer look at the cards, I noticed this. Sorry, before we go to the cards, in the bottom left under the hero icon, this is a 30, and I think we saw that in previous ones as well. I don't know what that represents. See Hunter 30 there. Yeah, I'm not sure. But let's take a look at some of these cards. So this looks like we've got a bunch of Hunter cards. Now, maybe what I talked about earlier, where it was like, oh, maybe we don't control individual characters. We just have the cards and then that character acts. Yeah, maybe that's the case. But also, we are sitting on the Hunter here. Maybe this just changes depending on the card that's up. This is a heroic card. Forceful knockback in any direction, and then you discard a random card. So I do like that there's trade-offs. You have a very powerful effect, and then you have a discard as well, and it's random, so that could potentially hurt you quite a bit. You can also see here that there's a bit of an indicator system similar to something we saw in Chimera Squad, where you see what the enemy's intents are. So this guy attacking our Hunter here, attacking Wolverine, attacking Captain America, Hunter, Wolverine, Captain America. And maybe it's not all direct attacks, maybe it's some type of abilities, but those are their targets, right? Which is really, it's cool to see like that evolution of, you know, what they've learned in XCOM 2, what they learned in Chimera Squad, and now they're applying it here. Really neat. I like it. What else do we see here? We see Mindbender skills. We see slash attacks, Holy Flame, Whip, and Eviscerate. I'm guessing, okay, so these heroic cards, you can see here they have this counter, or this, I'm guessing, a heroism cost based on the colors. So this costs 1 heroism, Whip costs 1, Eviscerate costs 2, whereas basic attacks, maybe this you just play for free would be my guess. You can also see here 3 card plays, 1 move, 2 redraws, 2 items. I don't know if that's every turn. I don't know if that's every encounter. I'm assuming this is every turn based on the card plays aspect. But maybe these are different too. Maybe you can use 2 items every turn. Maybe it's 2 items every encounter. Don't know. One of the things we talked about in the trailer reveal was that Potentially, they might implement that turn order system from Chimera Squad versus the XCOM 2 way of we go, then aliens go. We go, aliens go. So if they do a turn order system, I don't see where that's indicated, at least on this interface. But seeing the intention system here makes me believe that there might be a turn order system in place as well. Let's see what else we can just pick up on.
Abilities.
Let's go back just a tad here.
Random selection of hero abilities.
What just popped right there? I want to see that. Oh, come on. I'll have to pause it exact.
Random selection.
Okay, what's coming up here? Red key card. Recover the contents of the red storage crate. Okay, interesting. That leads me to believe that maybe there are some other objectives. And keep in mind, when games show us stuff really early, they show us like the basics, right? So that leads me to believe that there are probably other type of objectives that are going on, which makes me very happy.
Hero abilities, like a hand of cards. These abilities offer a vast array.
See, now something like that, that's really interesting. Let's see the card. So forceful knockback in any direction. I want to see if we're selecting where this is going. Yeah, we are. Okay, neat. Very cool. So it looks like we've got this this whip attack, right? Sets up this big circle. These are the enemy targets that would be within that range. These guys are outside of it, which means you can't hit them and knock them back.
Abilities, like a hand of cards.
So she picked this target.
These abilities offer a vast array.
Oh, that's cool. And look at the health pools. So these are pretty high, which, yeah, makes sense because we're dealing a decent amount of damage on some of these cards. Just looking at Annihilation here, that's a heroic card. This attack, you can see this +1. That's what's going to be adding to the heroism. So certain cards are going to have different modifiers to build up your heroism, which means you have to play basic cards to get to that. That's cool. This is just a simple knockback, choices. And it looks like we are targeting. Where's the hunter in this scenario? We might be like, oh, we're probably right here, right? This is probably us here. Looks like we're trying to target the barrel. Maybe are we targeting the barrel?
Expand exponentially.
No. Okay. So we're going to knock back into the barrel. That explodes, and we do these knockouts. Now, one thing that's interesting, you notice how it's all KOs, right? I'm assuming that's a Marvel thing because blood and murder. I don't know. I'm guessing that's like a Marvel thing where they have to like, okay, we're just knocking them out. Clearly, we're ripping their limbs apart, but they'll be fine. They'll wake up later.
Shove, leap, and smash your way to victory.
Let's see what else we got here. Hydra Commando. So I'm guessing, is that the enemy that we're targeting? Don't know. We got Power Slash, knock back and apply 1 vulnerable. Vulnerable is probably something that is like damage amplification, if I had to guess. That would be my best guess. Look at this. Midnight Special costs 10 heroism to play. What is that? I have to know. I did see other things saying taunt and chain. Chain probably uses other chain cards in your hand or your deck. Don't know. Taunt obviously would be like, okay, attack me. We did see things that were playing from the graveyard. So I like when you can play cards from the graveyard. It adds a whole extra element of depth to the card playing mechanics. Yeah, this knockback is going to be key. It seems to be heavily focused on like using the environment, repositioning enemies to places that makes it a little bit more sense for you to end up destroying them. Berserk, this is probably like a strength boost taunt thing. You can see the little icon here, different from like regular attacks. Glaive with blade is probably something that hits multiple targets. This would be my guess.
Havoc on your enemies.
Let's see if we can find more gameplay scenes with cards.
First into a wall, into each other.
And I could be totally wrong on these. This is just my guess, right?
Victor.
Okay, what do we got here? There. Chain 4 and taunt. Chain 4, I have no idea. Okay, select a single target, chaining left. Does this mean... Okay, so maybe it's not relying on other cards. Maybe this is you're getting to attack 4 of these guys. That's cool. And it'll apply a taunt. So you go in, you smack 4 guys. I don't know if that damage would be split between them. And then you're like, okay, also I'm gonna be the target here. We see Eviscerate, we see Vapors of something, Crimson Bands, Shields, Stink of Fear. Stink of Fear. Love that. Love that. I'm trying to look in the background to see if we get anything. We got a pizza store, Woo Pong exports, luggage, t-shirts, and wallets. You know how it is. Bicycle store back here.
It requires a balance of smart
Yeah, see right here.
tactical thinking and being able
They're
to
chaining
read
it all
and
up.
react off the battlefield, as well as
I wonder if there's see where it says let's watch the collateral damage. I wonder if there's ways where you can actually injure your own teammates. Probably. I would imagine, right? If they're standing next to an explosive barrel, they're going to take that damage. Yeah. But maybe there's also like maybe there's things you don't want to destroy in the battlefield sometimes, and you have to consider, okay, if I do destroy this, that's going to impact my mission in XYZ ways.
as
Who
well
knows?
as
Some of the text here, so it's just, well, the thing trapped in there kind of freaks me out. I've got enough inner demons. Okay, inner demon. Okay. Oh, I've got enough inner demons. Okay, inner demon, singular, to deal with. Probably don't need to be messing around another. I don't know if these are going to be all voice acted. He is talking here, but we see her, so
friendships outside of combat and
yeah, her mouth is moving, so hopefully it's all voice acted. I really hope it's voice acted. Let's see what else we got here.
the right combinations of heroes and abilities.
So I don't know what he cast there, but he's doing some type of combo with
Outside of combat,
Wolverine. Vapors of Valtor. Apply concealed to blank. I don't know what this... Oh, to Doctor Strange or an ally. And you gain +2 heroism. Man, okay. So then I imagine with some type of concealed mechanic, if I'm thinking XCOM 2 concealment, there's often times where you get a benefit, either, stronger attack, better chance to crit, whatever. And you can apply this to one of your allies, and then they can go in and do the work for you. You also see Berserk here, Brooklyn something, Spang. Yeah, okay, cool.
and finding the right combinations of heroes and abilities.
Let's see if I got anything else in here.
Rage across iconic Marvel locations like
This is
Avengers
neat that they're
Tower to
incorporating
Doctor
like all
Strange's
these different
Sanctum
locations.
Sanctorum. From New York City rooftops to underground Hydra installations.
That looks great.
From sun-bleached deserts to a hellscape dimension far beyond our own.
I wonder how they're going to encourage using multiple different heroes, right? Like what's the mechanic in place to make sure you're not taking out the same 3 people all the time? I want to know that, because in my opinion, when you can do that, it really takes away from like forcing you to explore the other options. And I love when I'm in a situation where I'm forced to try and use everyone, and it might not be the ideal scenario, but I've got to do it because that's who's available. This part about being at base, this could go one of 2 ways, in my opinion. I do like that it has some objectives, so you're not just wandering around aimlessly, but by the same token, you probably can just wander around and check things out. I do like that it seems as if each of the superheroes is kind of manning their own station, as it were. Like I think Blade was like upgrading your abilities at a forge, or I guess Doctor Strange is in the forge. But Blade was doing an upgrade, Doctor Strange is at the forge, and these guys all kind of have their own deals. This is interesting. So there's a day of the week up here, and there's a weather condition. Why would there be a weather condition? I have to imagine that based on the environmental stuff that we saw and using the environment to your advantage or the enemy's disadvantage, maybe that the weather could also impact certain skills or abilities. Let's say you have somebody that's lightning based and it's raining. That could either be looked at as, okay, because of water and lightning, we all know how that works. You get extra lightning damage or something. versus the opposite side where it could be, oh, because you're lightning based, and I'm just using this as a probably horrible example, but because you're lightning based, you're going to take more damage, or you'll just get damage inflicted upon you if you're on a mission where it's drizzling rain or something. Who knows? But that's really interesting, because there's got to be a reason you have the weather there. Otherwise, what's the
A
point?
living hub that the player navigates in real time, experiencing for the
I'm just trying to like see if there's
First
anything in
time
the
in any
backgrounds
Marvel
that we could be picking up on.
take a stroll with
Now, when we talked about taking a stroll with Tony Stark, he's saying, did we lose entropy? How about friction? What's next? Do light waves gain mass? I wonder if there's like a romancing side of this, which could be interesting.
Tony Stark on the Abbey grounds, or practice meditative yoga with magic.
Because it did say something earlier, how each of these superheroes have their own preferences. And I don't know if that means, you know, what you're going to say is going to appease them or not. I'd like to take another... Yeah, perfect. I want to see more of these icons. The prophecy is coming true. That's why they call it a prophecy. We have to stay positive. So this, the moon, I would associate more with like a negative or a darker viewpoint. And then the sun is obviously a little bit more positive. I hope that it's not just a straight Paragon Renegade Mass Effect type thing. I hope that it's a little bit more, I hope it's a little deeper than that, because I really enjoy when I can say what feels right in the moment. And if we're talking about having a true role-playing experience, that's where I want the flexibility to say what I want, instead of feeling like I should say this because it's good, or I should say this because it's bad. This character likes when I say bad things. This character likes when I say good things. I hope it's a little bit deeper than that. Who knows? Who knows? What else do we have in here? Okay, so there are upgrades to the yard here. You can see credits up in the top right, some type of rating for something or other of a 4 there. We see yard upgrades, Crucible, Teamwork Tactics, Training Dummy Shove, and Threat Room. Training Dummy Shove, we see hero moves can be used to shove or apply knockback to enemies on the battlefield. Yeah, okay. So you're impacting the tactical side. Let's see here. This is, you're unlocking a new card. So you get to taunt each enemy in an area. And that's probably that, again, that circle will come up and be like, all these enemies will be taunted. Then you gain a counter. I imagine you get attacked. You're either deflecting it and or also dealing damage back. You can see this strike of chain 2, very low damage. So maybe these cards can level, or maybe the hero levels themselves, and that makes all of the cards more powerful. Don't know. Forceful knockback. It also keeps track of how many cards we own.
And in the
I love dorking out of this stuff. Like this is awesome to me. I'm curious to see if we go through any of these other yard upgrades. Oh, Threat Room. Launch endless combat missions from the yard to earn XP and practice hero abilities against enemies in limbo. Oh, interesting. So alternative ways to level up your heroes, I presume. This could be something like XCOM-ish, where you have the guerrilla tactics school and you put in rookies to level them up. It does say endless combat missions. I don't know if that's something you have to go in and do. Who knows? Anyways, but there's ways to level up your guys.
use the spoils of battle to earn new abilities for your heroes down in the forge.
So if I had to guess, I mean, heal obviously is a heal. You get +2 heroism there. Quick, this might be a thing where you can do this attack outside of the enemy attack order, if that is such a thing. I don't see yet a confirmation of that, but this would seem to kind of jump that chain if it works the way I'm theorizing. Lifesteal, obviously you attack and you're healing a little bit off of that. There is a reroll option down here, so if you don't like these cards, I don't know what unlocks rerolls, but you can reroll the cards.
Current hero abilities out in the yard under Blade's watch.
Okay, Blade, what do you got for me here? So Quick Strike, and it looks like when it upgrades, you get that little plus symbol here. Oh, here's Quick. Refunds card play if target is KO'd. Oh. Oh, okay. Not at all what I thought. But we see when we're hitting the enemies, they get KO'd, right? So if you play this card, you get 3 card plays per, I guess, round, I would assume. And if this KOs somebody, you get a card play back, which is really nice. So you can keep playing. You can play more cards. And then bleed deals attack damage here to a character at the end of their turn. If target has bleed, plus 11 damage. Cool. Plus 1 training XP, 1 out of 5 XP to the next level. And it does look like, yes, you're upgrading specific cards here, but I don't know how this damage scales because we're seeing 5 here, which is nothing compared to some of the cards that we've seen, right?
Find new hero ops and
find Captain Marvel in the War Room. Wednesday, drizzling rain. It rains a lot here, apparently.
Captain Marvel, and much.
Now, what do we got here? Artifact study complete. So either we're finding artifacts out in the field, or I don't know. Who knows where we find them? Maybe we find them at the base. That's possible. But you break these down into attack essence, heroic essence, skill essence, blueprints, and I'm guessing this is the actual thing, the artifact bowl that you get to keep for some reason.
More. When ready, it's time.
And then this looks like our kind of mirror. This is our mirror table where we're selecting missions. It's showing us a couple of things here. I don't know if this is a kind of a difficulty rating, common gamma coil, common artifact, what those would be. We don't know, but I'm guessing you finish those missions. That's your reward.
To choose a new mission. Choose your.
Let's see what we got here. Squad select supply run. Different mission type, baby. Okay. Recommended hero level. I like that. Difficulty normal. This is neat. Okay. So when you put people into your squad, it's going to tell you how many combo cards you have. That's helpful. That's all I have to say. That's helpful. Item cards, empty slot, maybe some type of boost or something. Oh, look down here. Sim combat. So this leads me to believe there will be missions that are just so basic that you could just do kind of, you're like, yeah, I got, yeah, like, what's the, this is a stomp, so I can just sim it. Very interesting. That could, I don't know how I feel about that. That worries me a little bit, because if you get to the point where you're just so strong for everything and you're just simming combat, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that, but we'll see.
Squad of heroes and return to battle.
Defeat Hydra. Yeah, okay. So we are seeing some different mission types, which is awesome. So that's really good to see. Defeat Hydra. No combo cards. Manage hero deck. Continue. Yeah, cool.
Return to battle.
I see a 3 there. What did we see in the previous one? A 3 as well.
Battle. The enemy may grow more powerful.
Reaper. XCOM 2. Exact same animation. Don't care. It's one of the coolest ones.
With every fight, but the hunter and the heroes will rise in power to meet them, because that's what true heroes do.
There's going to be so many good thumbnails. Like when you're like somebody like me where you're playing games on YouTube, that's one thing I'm always looking for in games. Like, can I make a cool thumbnail? You're going to be able to make super cool thumbnails. All right, guys, 43 minutes. My bad. I was like, hopefully this isn't super long, but here we are. Anyways, we probably went a little deeper there on some of these things. I probably missed some stuff. Like, let's see here. Specialized defenses damages melee attackers when block is greater than 0. That affects shock shield. Melee attackers will take damage. I mean, we could spend hours and hours. Like, look at this damage. And this is like, you don't see the plus here, which I'm assuming means that your heroes level up and your cards, you can upgrade their abilities. And then based on how strong your hero is, your cards are kind of scaling up with that. That's would be my best guess at this point. Is there anything else that we want to touch on here? I don't think so. I think we got it. Okay. I'm very excited. There's a couple of things, like looking back at some of the details that I had some concern about. I feel much better now. This is going to be, I think this is going to be divisive, especially the card-based mechanic. When Jake did his interview after the trailer reveal, he said something about like there's no mechanics from XCOM basically, and yeah, we're seeing that. This is a separate deal, right? You got Civ, you got XCOM, you got Marvel's Midnight Suns, and although you can see influence definitely from XCOM and Chimera Squad, the gameplay itself is going to be totally different. We're not moving people tile-based, whatever. Doesn't seem like that. I don't know if there's a cover system. We're all standing there kind of blasting. I don't know how long the battles are. Like, I have so many questions. They could still do something phase-based like Chimera Squad, where you've got like, you know, the breach and then the attack, and then you could do stuff like that too with cards. Don't know if that's going to be a thing. Probably not. But I am pleasantly surprised. This looks like it could be really, it's going to be fun. I'm pumped. I'm getting in there as soon as I can. And guys, I'm telling you, literally as soon as I can show you anything, I will be showing you. So if you want to stick around, I'd appreciate that, guys. So yeah, this was fun. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this rambling session of ChristopherOdd's thoughts, drop a like on the video. That helps me a lot. And if you are new here, consider subscribing. We have an excellent, really amazing XCOM 2 campaign running right now. We're having a super time. And when I can show you any Marvel's Midnight Sun stuff, I'm going to do it. Know that. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you soon. And let me know what you think down below and we'll talk about it. Bye for now.